Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Sundays with Cybele. So, today's going to be kind of a weird video, I guess. Is the right word for it? I am going to be, it's going to be a mishmash of a lot of stuff. So, let's just get right into it. So, the estate sale that I went to where I got all the fabric and the patterns, I also did pick up one other thing, and I never have shown it to you guys because it's kind of hard to show. But this is, you can't really see it from the back, but that's cardboard. This is a paint by numbers. And she did a really amazingly beautiful job. And it's not in great shape. I have to put some nails in and fix it up. I need to clean this a little bit. This is kind of dusty. But this is going to eventually go, I don't know, maybe in my bedroom. I haven't decided yet. It's one of those, it's one of those odd things, but I love it because it's so beautiful. In fact, I'm going to put it in the thumbnail so you guys can really get the detail of it. But I mean, you can feel the brush strokes. It's an enthusiast piece. So, a quick catch up. I went to Goodwill on Thursday, and found the mother lode of vintage patterns. I'm not even kidding. So I think that what I'm going to do is I'm going to do little bits and pieces of them and show them to you based on the decade because they're that fascinating. But I have a couple here, so I'm just going to give you a little preview. Just a little preview. These are the ones I have decided that I shall be keeping for myself. So there were lots of these. For those of you who don't know, a lot of women, for lots of reasons, specifically these were cheaper, they would buy mail order patterns, right? So this is a mail order pattern, and can you see the size? It's 20 and a half. Now, 20 and a half, I'm still going to have to really scale up. But here it is. It's an unprinted pattern. I'm going to have to scale up. But 20 and a half is a lot better place to start if you're going to scale up with one of these old patterns. By the way, do I have it upside down? I do. Do I have it upside down? Yeah, I do. That's the pattern company. And it was a Marion Martinson. Marion Martins. She was very well known. Very, very well known. And it's kind of an amazing dress, right? I have never done an unprinted pattern. So this is going to be a whole new learning curve for me, but I really like to try. So I'm going to keep that. Plus, like I said, I'm not going to find anything in a size 20 and a half. No. Then there was this. I know, this is so amazing. This is, I can't remember if this was printed or not printed. This is also an unprinted pattern, which makes me think it's from the 30s. Now, around the 40s, you could buy printed patterns. So, and then in the 50s, they pretty much all became printed. I don't really think they had any unprinted patterns after the 50s, but I just really like these aprons. This is a size 40, so they're going by chest measurement, 40 to 42. So I only have to size this up about 2 inches. So yeah, right? Sorry, it's got the bags on it because the original envelopes are actually the most fragile part of these. All right, and then there's this. God, this is so beautiful. Okay, so this is a New York pattern, and I love this dress, and this is a size 20 with a 38 chest. So again, I'm still going to have to size up, but again, yeah. And this is, let me see, I think this is also an unprinted pattern. Yeah, and this one, see, I'm so on the fence about this because look at that. That's a factory fold, guys. This, I have to be honest, I may have just changed my mind on this. It's factory folded. I mean, it's so amazing. And if I'm thinking, wow, I don't have to size up that much, that means somebody else is thinking the same thing. So this might go up for sale. But look at how beautiful it is. Look at the lines. It's just a New York pattern. There's the line drawings back. And then there's this. Again, another unprinted pattern. This is Marion Martin again. And it's unprinted, and it's for this amazing shirt. So I may have to decide between these two, which I've already decided. I think I'll keep this shirt because this shirt is, sorry, I'm trying to see, 40. So I only have to size up 4 inches. Yeah. that's a lot easier. So I guess we're going to put this in a bag. This will go up on Etsy. And then the last but not least is from Alden's, which I've never heard of Alden's patterns, but that's okay. I like kind of having a collection. This pattern has been cut, and it is for this amazing apron. Yes. And the size on this is, sorry, it's very hard for me to read it. It's up there though. I think it's a 38. So again, they're going by the bust. So I don't have to size up too much. I just really loved it. And I figured, you know, apron pattern, right? I'm not going to get that much money for it, blah, blah, blah. I will show you more of these, especially if I go to Goodwill this Tuesday and there's nothing in there, which is always a possibility. There were also lots of modern patterns, by the way. In with these, there were more 1940s patterns, which is what I'll probably talk about in my next video. But it was just, it's so overwhelming to find a pattern like this, you know, like this, or like, where's the other one? Or like this, even used, right? But to find them unused is just amazing. And I really do want to try what's called a perforated pattern or an unprinted pattern. So, you know, I found them at Goodwill. Maybe it's a sign, right? So speaking of vintage, if you look around YouTube, there are lots of videos about vintage beauty, skincare, things like that, vintage beauty routine, stuff like that. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to try one. Now, the funny thing about this is a lot of this stuff, even though to other people it's really vintage, to me is not even that big of a deal. Like, I remember these products from when I was like young and my mom used them, my aunt used them, whatever, right? For those of you who don't know, I was born when my mom was like 36, which back in the day was very late in life. And I was born in the 60s. My sister was born in the 50s. And my mother was a teenager in the 40s. And my aunt was a young bride in her early 20s, late teens, early 20s in the 40s. So a lot of my vintage experience and knowledge comes from them directly because they were right there. They would say, oh yeah, we always used to always wear our brooches on the left, or we used to always do this or that. It was really unusual. Like, I never thought about it back in the day, but now I have these memories coming back of all these things. And it's like amazing when I see this whole vintage community and I think, wow, there's so much knowledge that they're younger than me. So they never got any of that knowledge because they may not know anybody that was alive in the 40s. So anyway, I tried the vintage beauty routine. So let's talk about the products that I grabbed. And I actually just remembered I forgot one. It's in my bathroom, but we'll talk about that in a minute. So let's start with the very first one. And it was this traditional vintage Pond's cold cream. The deal is you put this on before you go to bed. Then you take a warm cloth and a hot cloth and you take it off. Here's my first disclaimer on this. Don't use really hot water on your face. Ever, ever, ever. It dries it out too much. Use a warm cloth and then splash your face with cold water if you're going to do this. Nobody mentioned that in any of the challenges, but I'll tell you, having, you know, an aunt and a mother, both of whom had very nice skin, and a grandmother who had absolutely beautiful skin, they never put hot water on their face. They always used cold water, or what they called tepid, which was just barely warm water. Okay, so next product, which by the way, one of the women, can't remember who it was, could not find this product, and I found it at, that's right, Dollar Tree. This is, I believe it's pronounced Pears, even though it looks like it should be pronounced pears. This is a glycerin soap. And I remember this being recommended to me by a doctor, a dermatologist, when I was in high school for acne, because it's not really very drying. It's an incredibly mild soap. And for $1, I have to tell you, from this challenge, this is one of the winners. My skin, after I use this, is as nice as when I use my fairly expensive foaming facial wash that I have to order from Amazon because nobody carries it in stores anymore. So yeah, I was pretty happy to find a $1 item that performed as well as something that cost me about 17 bucks and I have to order from Amazon. So pretty happy about that. So the next product, good old Olay. Now, the thing about this is they keep talking about it being a vintage product, which it is. It's from like 52. My mom and my aunt used this. I think I threw away a bottle of this after my mom died because she used it like her whole life. Like I said, she had beautiful skin. She didn't look her age when she died. I like this. It performs pretty well. I don't think it's hydrating enough for me though. My skin still feels a bit dry, even though this is it's pretty heavy. The weight, this is the day weight. It's pretty consistent. I might have to try the night cream. Maybe the night cream is heavier and it'll be better for even a day cream for me, but I'm not sure. Now, a product that I looked for and could not find, and some of you will immediately remember this product when I say its name, was Porcelana. Porcelana, for all you younger gals, was a cream that you put on your hands, and it was a fading cream because age spots are one of the first signs of your age, right? Are age spots on your hands. So Porcelana would kind of take those age spots and fade them out a little bit so they weren't so noticeable. This is in the days before people sat in the sun and like baked themselves, which is, you know, more like 1960s, 1970s, 1980s. And they all have skin cancer now. No, I shouldn't say that because my friend's sister did that and she did have skin cancer. So I shouldn't talk about that. That's a horrible thing. But I found this product by Pond's. And if you look at the label closely, look what it says. And so I started using it on my hands. Now, here's the thing. I haven't noticed any like fading, but it smells amazing. And it's a really nice hand cream. And guess where I got it? That's right, guys. Dollar Tree. Right? So like this stuff I got at Walmart. This was $3 something and this was maybe $6 something, just under $7. Whoop. Which I got to tell you, you have no idea how much I spend on skincare. I was shocked. Right after this, that was the big takeaway from this, was I'm spending all this money on skincare and then I'm buying these products at Walmart and the Dollar Tree, and they're working as well as these products that are expensive, and I'm ordering from Amazon because they're really hard to find in stores. And I'm not going to name any names because that would just be mean. But so while I was in the Dollar Tree, and this is funny, I didn't see any of the other women talk about this. I thought, well, why don't we take a look at some of the other vintage stuff? And I found this. For those of you who don't know, Pepsodent, Crest, maybe Colgate are like the 3 oldest toothpaste. And Pepsodent was one of the first ones that really advertised they could whiten your teeth. In fact, I remember seeing old like movie star advertisements for Pepsodent, you know, for the perfect pearly smile, right? So I picked this up for $1. I thought, you know, what the heck, I'll try the dollar toothpaste. This rocks. I gotta tell you, not that I've noticed like that my teeth are whiter, but this is a really good toothpaste. It has all the same ingredients as this whitening Colgate that I had in the bathroom. I literally looked at I'm like, oh, so basically it's the same ingredients, and I paid like $3 for this whitening toothpaste, and I could have just gotten, and this one's bigger, by the way. I could have gotten the giant tube of Pepsodent for $1 at Dollar Tree, right? But this is really awesome. It has a great like minty flavor that's not super overpowering, and it's not real sweet like modern toothpaste. And that was one of the first things I noticed. It reminded me of old toothpaste. It wasn't super sweet. So I think old toothpaste used to use saccharin. I think the new ones use something called xylitol, and xylitol is like 100 times sweeter than sugar or something like that. So my takeaways are: go to Dollar Tree and Walmart and get yourself cheap skincare and stop spending so much money on skincare, I guess, is my takeaway for myself. So I guess that's my New Year's resolution. But so until my next video, guys, in which I will show you more of these 1940s patterns, especially like this is, I think, the oldest one. I believe this is 30s, and I base that on, look at the hairdos, right? I will start showing you the patterns, and I'm going to show them to you by decade, because they were as old as the 30s, and then there was like a pattern that was like from 2011 that I put up on Etsy right away. I think it's already in somebody's cart, so that's good. Anyway, until the next video, like, subscribe, comment, let me know what you think of Pepsodent, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.